Hey guys, Brent Hull, Wednesday design video, working on a house. It's a 1970s house. It's not great, okay? I say that, my house is a 62 house and it's ugly too. So realize I'm saying it all with a sense of jest here, but we want to put a circle drive in the front, make it more practical for them, do a garage in the front. Right now the garage is on the back side of it. Currently, you come in the back this way, this concrete drive in the back. They want to come around from the front. And so we're going to flip around this garage and you're actually going to pull in from the front, and then we're going to create some storage right off the back of it. And then we're doing this pool in this pool house. Now, you know, we want it to look something like this. And so I've taken a picture showing the back of the house, the pool, kind of a simple pool, and then this outbuilding, which is here. And we're going to have some accesses. We're going to have some other things that we're playing around with so that when you come in the front door, you really see that and that there's a lot of light. Now, this is the north side. So this is the north face. So you're not going to get a lot of direct sun. And we've pitched that ceiling up. And that's what this drawing is meant to show, is that it was like this on the inside. And we're going to push that wall back. We're going to take that fireplace right there. We're going to put it onto this wall. So I picked the fireplace up. It was right here, moved it to that wall. So now it kind of opens this area up. And then we've pushed this wall that way. You can see it a little bit here. Currently that wall, that fireplace are right there. We're going to push it out about 10 feet or so that it goes back out here. Now, they want a lot of natural light. And so it's currently vaulted. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take this roof and just pitch it up so that I can get extra light into this area here. So that's kind of what you're seeing. That's what I've drawn there. Now, there's a number of things to kind of show and walk through here. One of them is the 2-point perspective. I showed you guys before that 1-point perspective and kind of how that looks. And 1-point perspective is when all your lines, you're looking straight into a room and all your lines go to a vanishing point. A 2-point perspective is when you have 2 vanishing points. And so if we just take the lines that are given to us from this picture, right? You can begin to see, right? If I just take the top of the door and I draw the line over, you know, let's just over here, and then I take the bottom of the door and do the same thing, you'll see that one of my points perspective is right there, okay? And so I have marked that on this thing, and then as I draw lines in here, as I push that wall back, all my lines are connecting back to that dot so that I can make sure this all looks right and looks appropriate. So we're filling it up with glass. I've moved the wall back. How do you move the wall back? I take my vanishing point, go through the point in the floor that I established, strike a line. There's my wall as it's pushed out, right? So we're playing around with that perspective. Now what happens is on the 2-point is typically, depending on how the angle of the room is, sometimes those vanishing points are way far away. And in this case, the vanishing points are actually off the page. And so if I'm looking at this wall, okay, so this wall points to that one, this wall points to this one. And if I take the top of my cabinets, and I'm actually, my vanishing point is way out here. And then if I take the floor and draw it up, right, come out here, I've got my vanishing point off the page. And so you need to prepare for that as you're starting to do these drawings. Put it on a larger piece of paper so you can get the vanishing point. I'm working on this pergola, and my vanishing points are out here and way out here. So because these lines that I'm taking from, that I'm drawing from, are off the page, it's a harder thing to draw. But how do I put a pergola up there? How do I show them that? Well, I have to establish those vanishing points, and in that case, they're off the page. This is a 2-point vanishing point. So instead of, basically it's this wall and it's this wall, and it's where those vanishing lines are going that move everything. So one, I want you to see, and I hope you guys can take pictures of your clients' rooms and then help them understand how it's all coming together. And you'll see, I don't know if you can see it in the thing, but I've got a bunch of pencil lines all over this thing, because that first round of sketching, I'm like, okay, well, what if I put the fireplace here? Whatever these lines are. Then I've got my pen coming back in here to help me establish these lines, so that as I lay my tracing paper over top of it, I can start to lay in some of these different elements, the books and the bookshelves. I'm adding cabinets below here. I put in the fireplace. This now opens that room up quite a bit. It helps them to see kind of how it's all going to come together. This down here is a floor plan that basically how are they going to get back to the outside? How's this flow going to work? You know, we've got the 2 cars coming in this way. She really wanted some storage. We need a pool bath. Currently, this is a powder bath, but she wants more pantry space. We're going to move that over into a changing area pool bath right off this pool here. You're going to now come through this area. The flow is going to be this way. But look, you come in the front door, and now this is a really large gathering space. She can have parties, she can have different things going on, and that really opens it up. The pool is a very simple pool in the backyard. We might take the jacuzzi and move it to this end, right? It could be separated a little bit. This is a schematic effort to show them kind of how this is going to come together. Then I can say, look, I'm standing right here looking back at the house. This is how it's going to look with that raised roof area where the outdoor living area is going to be. There's going to be a fireplace there. I'm showing a fireplace with also a seating area, a dining area, and kind of a cooking area. So I'm helping them visualize how these are going together. And this too, you know, this is a 2-point perspective. One, my vanishing point's out here. The other one is way off the page over here. But because I'm almost straight on this way, I really can draw that one pretty naturally. It's just these lines that are sloping away from here. But you know, there's a rough view for my client to be able to see from the inside. And then we go inside that space and we go, okay, well, this is how it's going to look on the outside. Here's a floor plan. You know, here's the front drive picture with the driveway, showing it from both sides, kind of how it's going to look, where all the cars are going to go. So now I've given this client some ideas and a visualization so that we can then make decisions like, well, what is the budget? How do we want to spend it? What kind of materials do you want out here? How do we want to put together? But you're seeing me take this 70s house, create some ideas, create some visuals so that I can go have a real productive conversation with them.